In this context, it has become pertinent to appeal to the leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, to suspend its intended 2 days warning strike, as such action would be detrimental to the gains already been recorded.
Despite this appeal, the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, observed a nationwide warning strike on Tuesday, September 5 and Wednesday, September 6, 2023. Banks, the courts, schools, civil servants, and electricity workers observed the action. But key unions like the oil and gas, aviation, and rail workers did not.
We have 133 million Nigerians that are multidimensionally poor before the subsidy removal. And after the subsidy removal, the number must have increased or doubled. Those are the fringes became poor overnight.
No government policy, no matter how well implemented, is sustainable if Nigerians don't buy it, own it, and embrace it.
Nigerians don't need much. They just want to live a comfortable life, send their children to good schools, the hospitals must be working, the roads must be fixed, the food must be available, market prices must come down, transportation must be affordable, it must be available. These are the things Nigerians need.
The key thing here is, are the Nigerians having pain from this decision? If you are, we have provided a platform. Join it. Simple. If you are not, so be it.
For Labour, the warning strike was a success, and any attempt to undermine it was merely the handiwork of fifth columnist. The statement was an apparent reference to the Trade Union Congress TUC, which refused to join the action.
If you are not carried along in the matter, sincerely speaking, it becomes illegal for you to participate. So we cannot be all the time saying that it is solidarity participation taking us for granted.
This is not the first time TUC is pulling out from our strike. Even before they were formally registered, it had been the position, it had been the act. So for us who have been long in this game, there is nothing there.
The TUC had conceded to an appeal by the government based on a promise to meet its demands. With the issue mainly about the hard economic realities facing Nigerians, the TUC felt the 5 billion naira approved to states as palliatives, out of which 2 billion was already released by government, was a sign of good faith, even with its demand for 200,000 naira minimum wage yet to be met. The NLC, on the other hand, had also laid out its 8 grievances, some of which were federal government's inability to reach agreement with organized labor, renewed onslaught against trade union leaders. The NLC also made direct claims against the Imo state government, the Abia state government, and the new minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike. So, how far has the Nigerian government gone in resolving the issues?
On the issue of subsidy removal, palliative measures are already being handled and implemented, beginning with the state and the local governments. You will recall that on the directive of Mr. President, the federal government dispatched trucks of rice and other grains to states for immediate distribution to most vulnerable citizens. In addition, the National Economic Council, under the chairmanship of His Excellency, the Vice President, approved the disbursement of 5 billion naira to the 36 states and FCT for purchase and distribution of more palliatives and further interventions. Earlier, Mr. President had directed the purchase of CNG-powered buses and implementation of the policy for the conversion of petrol cars to gas as a way of reducing the cost of energy for transportation. The issue of the review of minimum wage, which was promised by the President, will also receive attention so as to ensure that the Nigerian worker is not adversely affected by the challenges of the moment.
It appears the NLC is still dissatisfied and could announce an indefinite strike, with or without the support of the Trade Union Congress. The implication is that it is likely to make things worse for Nigerians if the aviation unions, financial institutions, and petroleum unions join the action.
The art of governance, is not rocket science. Listen to the yearnings and aspirations, of the people.
We are not interested in the strike. We are interested on bringing to the table things that will reduce the pain on Nigerians. So if they provide a platform, a credible platform, because we know that a meeting that will resolve these matters will necessarily involve various ministries and relevant agencies that will play a role in making sure that what they agreed is done. When that seriousness comes to the table, even you as the journalists who have been covering labor, you will know.
We would like to see a situation where organized labor returns to its roots, where they are focused on not just the ideological positions that they hold, but also on the practical application of those positions with respect to the removal of the fuel subsidy, with respect to palliative distribution, and that ultimately their objectives are patriotic rather than political. That should be the focus of the labor movement. We believe the TUC is demonstrating that, and we would ask the Nigerian Labour Congress to follow suit.
The hope is that the contending sides will somehow reach a resolution. Abulu Osemwahu, AIT News, Abuja, Nigeria's capital.